Hey guys, I got another video for you today, and this is going to be on a new little knife that I picked up not too long ago. Obviously, as you guys can see, this is the Cold Steel Micro Recon 1, and this particular one's got the spear point blade. Now, a little bit of a philosophy behind this knife. Just like you guys, like a lot of you guys on YouTube and in the gun and knife community, I end up carrying a small little backup blade. Basically, these blades are good for just everyday tasks like opening up packages, boxes, and things like that. Also, in certain situations where you might not want to bring out a bigger blade, maybe you're in a crowded place or something like that, something this size is obviously going to be less conspicuous. It's not going to attract as much attention. So, obviously, as you guys have seen in my previous videos, normally my secondary little EDC blade would be the Spyderco Ladybug. Great alternative for that. This particular one. It's got the Coyote Tan scales and then the H1 steel blade. And I mean, it works great. Nice point. It's very sharp, and for the most part, it's been part of my EDC for the past couple of years, and it definitely comes in handy. But just like anything else, I did want to try something else. So when Cold Steel released the Micro Recon 1, I picked it up just to see how good it was and how it compared and things like that, and I was pretty happy. So let me show you a little bit. This is obviously the box, small little box. Now I do want to show you guys basically inside the box you don't get anything else, you just get the packaging. Mine did bring a small split ring. I'll show you guys here, because obviously this would fall into what a lot of people would consider a keychain knife. So obviously with this little split ring, you just add it onto the lanyard hole and you can actually hang it onto your keychains. I prefer not to carry my knife that way. I just kind of drop it either into my pocket, or if I'm wearing jeans or something like that, it goes into that fifth coin pocket, and that's where it resides until I need it. So a couple specs on this. Again, this is the one with the spear point. You do get a 2-inch blade. So it's well enough for any everyday task that you might need it for. It does have that coating on it that you find on a lot of the Cold Steel blades. The overall length of the knife itself is 4 3/8 inches. So obviously, it's a little knife, and it comes in at 1.1 ounce. So definitely very light. Obviously, just like the Ladybug, it does not have a pocket clip. So this would be strictly in the pocket knife. And then it does have your lanyard hole there. Now, with the Ladybug, I did find that adding a lanyard to it definitely gave me more than enough, more of a grip that I needed, just because I could only get maybe a 2-inch grip on the knife itself. With the Recon 1, I did find that lanyard was, obviously not that necessary, just because, as you guys can see here, I do get a 3-finger grip on it, and it seems very secure. The other thing that I did find is, because of the size of the knife in comparison to the Ladybug, which has the Spyderco hole, since this does have the dual thumb studs, it's a little bit easier to open than the Ladybug is sometimes. Now, that lanyard on the Ladybug does help with the grip in order to go ahead and open it. But with the Micro Recon, I don't think it's all that necessary. But I'm still kind of testing it out, so I will see if if I'm going to need it. Now, the texturing on the handle is really nice. You definitely get good grip on it, and it does have some the little machining on the back right here. There's definitely no jimping, which is one thing that I did find that I kind of liked more on the Ladybug, which is the jimping on the thumb ramp that it has. But for the most part, again, since this is just a knife to kind of cut strings and open up boxes, open up letters and things like that, it's not going to be that heavy of a use. So I don't really miss the jimping on there. Now, another thing that I did find is, so you guys can see, I don't know if you can tell. Let me see. I'll focus on this. You get a little bit of a gap right here from the blade. I don't know if there's a particular purpose for that, but it is there. I mean, it hasn't hindered anything, but that's just one thing to point out. And then the other thing is, right in the top right here, and this isn't focusing. Let me try to focus again. There we go. Right on the top right here, you see the back of the blade actually sticks up from the actual handles. Again, it hasn't hindered it in any way, but obviously I do want to note that so you guys can see it, that it is happening. Now, with this one, you also get the pivot screw, where you're able to actually tighten it or loosen it depending on what you want. But obviously this came very tight, as a lot of Cold Steels do. and there's no blade play up or down or left or right. Now with some of the Ladybugs, depending on which model you do get, they are pin construction, so you're not able to do that. So that's one thing that I really did like about the Micro Recon 1. Now they do offer a Tonto version of this as well. So if you guys like that that look better, or it's a little bit better for you guys, then you're pretty much going to be able to find that as well. Now obviously, by way of comparison, let me show you with the Ladybug here, one next to the other. So as you guys can see, they're pretty much very similar in size. Now the main difference is with the Ladybug, they do have different options in the blade steel. You can get, like, this one is H1 or VG10. So with the Micro Recon, they're all going to be AUS-8. So obviously, if depending on what your preference is, keep that in mind. All right, so there you go, next to the Ladybug. So for the most part, they're going to be pretty much similar in size. And again, the main difference is going to be your blade shape. Pretty similar as far as the width as well. Now I did want to bring one more in way of comparison. This is the standard Recon 1. A lot of you guys are familiar with it. Just so you guys can see the main difference from the standard Recon to the Micro Recon. So obviously, huge difference there. The standard Recon 1 is more of a large blade, but obviously, here, I'll put it all the way up to the front. The Micro Recon 1 is almost just the size of the blade of the Recon 1 itself. So there you go. I thought that was pretty nice to see. Obviously, the width of the blade is going to be a lot different. But if you do like the look and feel of the standard Recon 1, then I'm pretty sure you'll like the look and feel of the Micro Recon 1. So there you go. This is the Micro Recon 1 from Cold Steel. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, thanks.